Earlier this year, I went to the Osage shareholders meeting, and one thing that I noticed during a presentation, that they said that there was probably 60 to 80 million dollars that could have went to the shareholders on negotiated gas prices. Where did that money go? Well, it went to the sellers. Instead of us getting the top dollar, we're getting pennies on the dollar. And that's what really concerns me. So that kind of changed my idea that maybe I need to get in and bring my skill sets of business, marketing, negotiating contracts, and just being present and being informed and making sure that the shareholders are informed. So that's when I decided to do this. I went to Northeastern State University back in 1978. And the reason I wanted to get into police administration was because of the lawlessness in Indian country, especially on our tribal lands. I'm the great-granddaughter of Henry Roan, who was murdered during the Reign of Terror. And so I felt that I needed to give back, to do some good, to undo what I was feeling at the time. And then I decided, after 18 years of law enforcement, I had specialized in a special operations team. I was a trainer for the state. I'd done a lot of things in Indian country I felt that I had everything I wanted to do. But then there was, my family comes from an entrepreneur background. My parents, my grandparents. So I decided to get into business. And really the tribe kind of helped me make that decision. I started in business probably a little over 21 years ago. In fact, that was when the National Council, I used to work for them. And so I decided after we all got terminated, I decided to go in business for myself. And so here I am 21 years later. Learned a lot of lessons of the rough and tumble side of business, but I learned. And there we are. I have the skill sets of 20 plus years of business and marketing. And that's my educational and my business background. Yes. A lot of what I do now is a lot of business development and marketing. And I know that, obviously we're not getting the top dollar for our oil and gas. And so I believe that by using technology, new technologies, modernization of the way that we do things, we have to streamline our processes for our environmental permitting. Those are things that are negotiated at the table. And I think that's going to be a plus, that the skill set that I'll bring. I'm going to work very hard to increase your check. I know that there's ancillary businesses that can be developed in ways that we can mitigate environmental issues. There's gas, we can also sell gas. We've never tried it, and no one said we couldn't do it, but I think that we're able to expound on different levels of business. Having worked on the national level in business, I was the former chairwoman of the National Center for American Enterprise Development. And I've got to see the rise and the growth from $1 million companies into $1 billion companies. And these are oil and gas tribes. So you look at what Hickory Apache has done. You look at what Southern Ute has done. And also the 3 affiliated tribes. The difference between us is that they've done it on their own terms. They've learned to make BIA their partner. They hold them also accountable. So if there's ways that we can streamline and increase our business, I want to be a part of that, and I want to be a good representative and communicate with our shareholders of what exactly is going on. And that's probably been one of the disappointments, but I would know that we can turn that around. Everyone has smartphones. We can tell you exactly when, what the price of what our payment check will be, also when the meetings will be held, and keep you updated. Instead of quarterly, there's nothing wrong with doing monthly or when the meetings are and what comes out of that. It's a responsibility to the shareholders. And that's why I want to be Minerals Council Councilwoman.